What's up, Geminites? It's Gem Mint in the house. We're going to talk about what happened in Spawn issue 300, so stay tuned. Alright guys, so as you know, Spawn, one of my favorite characters. I read most of the Spawn run. I think I ended around issue 250 or so, and I jumped back into it around this road to 300. So before we talk about what happened in Spawn 300, let's talk a little bit about the road to 300. So issues 296 and 297, it's a great jumping on point if you want to start reading Spawn again, because this is the history of Spawn part 1 and 2, which basically catches you up with everything that you missed in the previous 300 issues. Unfortunately, I didn't get the regular cover for 297. I really like just the regular covers. I'm not really big into the variants. But as you can see with the 298, 299, 300, I did go with the Todd McFarlane Amazing Spider-Man cover homages. I'm a big sucker for like the cover swipes, so I did go with those. What's happening in the road to 300 in issues 298 and 299, Spawn, Al Simmons, he's basically going public with everything that heaven and hell don't want you to know. It was established in Spawn lore in probably the mid-100s that when you die, you go to heaven or hell at random. It's not if you're good, it's not if you're bad. And it's in heaven's best interest to have killers just like hell if they're going to have armies that are going to fight each other in the great final battle. So Spawn's dropping the dime on everybody. He's letting the public know it's messing up the global economy. So the government's angry at him, heaven's angry with him, hell's angry with him, and everybody is attacking Spawn at once. And that's basically the overarching premise for Road to 300. Now, when you get to issue 300, it has like 5 little issues inside here. Really 3 full stories and then 2 little backup stories. The first issue, it's almost like a retcon because for the last 100 issues or so, we've been led to believe that all the power is in the costume. It's a symbiote. So Clown takes his costume away from him, but Spawn proves that he has the power. He's had it the whole time. It's not the costume. So in this epic scene, he's putting spikes back into his arms, and he's making the costume out of paint on his face, and it gives Spawn this whole new vicious look, and it's badass. It just goes to show you that Spawn is the one with the power. It was never the costume, and he's gonna basically fuck shit up. The other story, it kind of has to do with Redeemer. The Redeemer is like Heaven's version of a Hellspawn. It's their warrior. And he's been kind of whispering in Redeemer's ear that this is all bullshit. We need to just rebel against the powers that be because neither of these sides is right. So basically what happens is Redeemer becomes a hybrid of a Hellspawn and a Redeemer and becomes a whole new being. So I had to double check on that third story. So there was this character, Nyx, and she was basically investigating Spawn, and she was palling around with some other chick, but she messed around and got herself killed. But this other chick found these ancient books that had spells on how to resurrect people. So she resurrects Nyx, and basically she becomes She-Spawn. So it's kind of just like Volume 2, where you have these new characters that have morphed into something else, kind of setting up the future of the Spawn franchise. So it was a very good issue, man. Todd McFarlane was the writer and the inker of all of these stories. Greg Capullo penciled Chapter 1. Todd was the artist on Chapter 2, but had Scott Snyder writing it. J. Scott Campbell penciled Chapter 3. You had Jason Sean Alexander on Chapter 4 and Jerome Opeña on Chapter 5. I definitely enjoyed it. They were action-packed. I mean, the Capullo artwork in the beginning reminded me just like the Follow the Leader Korn video, man. It was vintage Spawn look. And I'm really excited for issue 301. I hope this was a nice quick overview of what happened. And if you want to jump on back into reading Spawn, you can pick up these 5 issues and be ready to go. Let me know what you guys thought about Spawn 300 in the comments below. Make sure to hit that like on the way out. And make sure to subscribe to the channel for more daily content. Stay minty fresh.